everyone, it's Rossi the Weatherman here, and today's video is actually going to be about our first tropical named storm of the 2013 Atlantic hurricane season, Tropical Storm Andrea. Now, Andrea formed as a broad low area of low pressure over the northeastern part of the Gulf of Mexico just yesterday, and it actually organized into a tropical storm of winds about 40 to 45 miles per hour yesterday afternoon. It has since then strengthened a little bit to a maximum sustained winds of between 50 and 60 miles per hour with a pressure of about 1,002 millibars. Earlier this afternoon, about 4 or 5 hours ago, it actually made landfall on the western part of Florida in the Gulf of Mexico, and it is moving at kind of a rapid pace, about 14-15 miles per hour to the northeast, and it is projected to keep on a northeastern path for the rest of the week going into the weekend. Now, places that have seen a lot of rainfall so far from Andrea is, again, most of Florida. Some places have even had reports of strong winds, hail, and even we've had reports of tornadoes so far in the Sunshine State, with some damage coming in as well from reports of tornadoes. Now, we do have a big, wide swath of rainfall that is going to be pretty much going up the eastern seaboard, anywhere from Georgia all the way into New England. There are flood watches along that stretch of the eastern seaboard, again, from Florida all the way up to pretty much Maine. Now, the watches go pretty much into like Friday and Saturday. This is a fast-moving system, and it actually will accelerate as it actually moves northeast and everything. Now, it is expected to stay mainly hugging the coastline. It could reemerge a little bit in the Atlantic. If it does so, no actual strengthening is going to be occurring. But also, it could be just shrugging the coast and maybe just staying inland for the most part as well. So the winds from the storm are not going to be terrible and everything. They've actually dropped down to about 45-50 miles per hour in the center of circulation. But places along the coast expect about 2 to 5 inches of rain, especially in the Carolinas. Locally, up to 6 inches of rain in northern North Carolina, going into the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and then going over into the Delmarva. So if you live along the coast along there, expect to see some coastal flooding. As well, you are also going to see some storm surge coming in to the picture. You could have some minor flooding with storm surge coming into high tide, only about 1 to 3 feet of storm surge expected, not terribly high with Andrea coming up the Atlantic seaboard. Now, with winds pretty much on the relatively kind of light side, sustained 10 to 20 miles per hour for most everyone, especially if you're not close to the actual center circulation, which is pretty much going to be hugging the entire East Coast as Friday and Saturday goes. So pretty much when you're in the squally weather, you could have a couple brief gusts of about 30-35 miles per hour, but not a whole lot of wind with the system. So it's going to be a generally just light wind affair from Andrea. However, the rain is going to spread up into the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Again, we do have flood watches going anywhere from the nation's capital all the way into Maine. These places see a general 1 to 2 inches, locally up to 4 inches possible as the storm moves up the coast. And then eventually by Saturday evening, it is supposed to be off the New England coast and entering Nova Scotia and Newfoundland by the time Sunday morning rolls around. So a very fast-moving system, Andrea, but it is the first tropical named system of the 2013 Atlantic hurricane season. So that is my video on tonight and everything. Again, not a big deal, just a lot of heavy rain. Some brief tornadoes have already spawned in Florida, so watch out again for severe weather, because severe weather does tend to happen with tropical storms and hurricanes as they move onshore and everything. So watch out for flooding rains, potential severe weather, and maybe a brief gust or two. And also when you're along the coast and everything, just make sure being near the water and everything, rough seas, high surf sort of, and just a storm surge of generally 1 to 3 feet. I'll be back again with my magnet collection video, and you can also check out some other videos that I just posted, one being my 2013 hurricane outlook, my summer outlook, and then some other fun videos that I just recently posted, one of them being with my best friend. Until next time, remember to keep your eye to the sky.